making a half-baked plan, bought a farm with barns falling in, roof full of holes and a fox.
Hey everybody, Scruffed here. Welcome back to the channel. This map does have starting music, so when you're standing there and you spawn in, it has starting music, so that is pretty cool. I think it's actually been designed, from what I understand, as an idea for a series by Leroy, so yeah, Martin and Leroy have joined together. But I like the idea of having like a starting music when you kind of spawn into the map at that location. It's pretty cool. I also love the memorial on the wall there of that Welsh flag. It's perfect for the map that I'm going to showcase now. So this is Garth Farm by Martin, and I've known about this map for a bit of time now. It's been in the works for, I think, since March. It's gone back to the drawing board because of reasons where he had to change things up, but I imagine along the way he's learned a lot about it, and I'm super proud to have Martin as a member of my Discord server and also as a friend, and looking at his progress and following what he's made. It's inspiring, and that's going to be part of the reason for this video, to showcase his work as a brand new farming simulator modder and map creator, completely new at it, because I think it'd be really good to showcase it but also inspire and give a bit of information of how to get into it and what you can do, and a bit of advice. I've asked a few modders for some tips and any advice they give for someone starting out, and this is an example. This is the standard that you can look at to say, if Martin can go off and want to try and create something for himself and do it in such a good way, then it, you know, we all can. It's a possibility we can all set you know, as a goal to do. So massive respect for Martin. Thank you for sending me over the map, buddy. Honestly, it's really nice, a really nice map. You should be proud of it, especially if it's your first map as well. It's a lot of people are going to love this map, and I'm hoping soon it'll be released, I think, to Itch.io. I think that was the original plan. Martin might be able to correct me in the comment section, but yeah, honestly, outstanding work, and a real inspiration to anyone that wants to start out modding. So Martin's from South Wales, and after years of playing Farming Simulator on console, he recently made the jump to PC. And just a few months ago, he decided to have a go at building his own map. Literally, March time was when he started this, and we're now in July. So what started as a private project soon turned into something he wanted to share with the community. The result is a fictional map loosely inspired by Mid-Wales, featuring two main yards. One focuses on arable, the other on cows. It's been designed for small kit and grass-focused gameplay with a pinch of arable on the side. And there's no built-in grain silo or sleep trigger, but there are sheds for tipping and placeable areas to make your own. He's even recommended the fenceless pasture mod by Cookie Modster, to help bring the central grassland to life. The map uses 6 mod dependencies, which is a large UK cow shed by MS Modding, a silage bunker and grain shed by Lancy Boy, and then the Sell Anything by Schultz Modding, and storage barn by Lancy Boy, and then finally the UK style grain shed by JDW Modding. So Martin would like to credit MS Modding, Red Dog for their help with models, also coming from FS Landscaping and some Giants assets as well. The gates come from Red Dog's prefabs, so shout out to Red Dog, and a lot of help and fixes were shared across the community. He says he's still testing and tweaking the map, and although there's no firm release date or final decision on whether it will be submitted to Giants, it will be released via Discord and Itch once it's ready, and it is PC only. Martin's been open about this not being a technical masterpiece, and he will quite happily say that, with it being his first map, and that's exactly why I wanted to showcase it. You know, a lot of times we are showcasing the maps that have been made by someone that's been doing it for years, but I wanted to showcase a map that's been made by someone for the first time, just to show what's possible when you give it a go. And that's the most important thing. Give it a go and you can make something like this, which we're going to have a look around in a second. So whether you're brand new to modding or just thinking about it, you know, maybe this is the spot you need to try. Hopefully give you some inspiration for it. And also stick around till the end of the video, where I also share some words from some modders that I reached out to ask like what advice he'd give to someone that wants to go and build a map and it's the first ever project. So you'll be in the exact same position as Martin was when he started. Right, so that's that then. Let's first look at the map, because straight away I love the outer border there. Yeah, You can see that it's Garth Farms. So yeah, it's set in Wales. It's a small map, but I like it because I think if you're going to do it and start off, you want to start off small. I would definitely do the same, and I think it's a wise decision. I also love the fact that the fields are named, and I want to see this more and more going into Farming Simulator future maps. I love the idea of naming fields because a lot of farmers do that in real life. For example, the farm I work on, they've got one that's called like Stairway to Heaven because it's right at the top of this kind of really, really strange path, that, like this track that you drive up, almost feels like a stairway to heaven. There's the L-shaped field, there's the clover field. People name them like different things, and I love the idea of this. So big shout out there and a big thumbs up to Martin for naming the fields. It's yeah, cracking idea. So looking at the map, you can see that it's kind of a core section there. Right down the centre is grass fields. There's a lot of grass fields, but then you've got some arable fields on the outside. So pretty much what he said to me in his description of the map. It's like I said, it's not massive. I'm trying to figure out what it would be. If it's standard size map, it's probably like half, maybe a quarter. I don't know. Maybe like half of a standard size map. But it's ideal for what you want. You've got this farm down here, which is an arable one. You've also got the cow farm here. So two main farms. And you've got pretty much where we're at now, which is the store and a sell point. So that's the market, and then we've got the animal dealership over here, and then yeah, we're gonna go and fly around. You got another sell point over there. Old barns might be for bales, and a market sell point, and also the mill there. So there's not much when it comes to like sell points, productions, and all that stuff, but you have got areas to build on if you wanted to do that yourself. It's a really quite stunning little map, and inspiring to say the very least for someone that's just gone out since March, literally since March, and decided to make his own map. It's bloody impressive. I'll say it like that. So let's have a quick look around then. We're going to drive around in a second, but I wanted to show you that, with the help of the modders that he's reached out to, he's got some really good models, and I think that might be the natural progression for anyone that's starting out. You're going to build a map, you're probably going to seek advice from people, and you probably get a few people saying you can use this building that I've made or this model that I've put on Mod Hub. And then from that you build a map, and then I think the next steps would be to kind of go into the Blender work and modeling. And I think that's a really big step if you want to go to the next level. So I'd love to know what Martin thinks. Is that his plan? Is he going to maybe try and learn a bit of Blender after this? Because I'd love to see his progression on that as well. And you never know, this could be the birth of some big future Farming Simulator modder making loads of maps. This could be his first ever map, and then in many years time from now, he might be on his 4th, 5th map, and it's a fan favourite for many. So I love the idea of starting off like this and just aiming big, and I hope to God he does. And you'll always have my support, Martin, and anything I can do to help you, I'm there. So yeah, big respect, massive respect in fact. So this is like the dealership area. You've got a sell point just around there, and you can see that there is where your parts and services are. And I love the signs that he's put around: no farmers, no food, and there's a load of Welsh signs and some flags and good stuff. But that, I'll be honest, I should have probably researched what that says, because I haven't got a clue. I'll be honest, I have not got a clue, but it's definitely something in Welsh. I know that much. Anyway, let's get in the car. I've just got this one to drive around. Let's go to electric as well, which almost feels criminal. But one thing that does stand out is the roads. They are really nice laid out. I love the tarmac effect on the roads. I wish the roads in Wales and the UK were this well done. The one thing it is missing is about 500 potholes. But I'm thankful for that. I am definitely thankful. Let's go and have a look at the house just to give you an example of how he's placed down his buildings inside. Yeah, we got a bin there, so that's probably a giant's asset. But there you go. That's one of his houses. Definitely looks like it's placed there with the style in mind. So UK, basically Wales, England, Scotland, UK kind of style house and brickwork. And I really like it. I do. I think, like I said, I can't fault this in any way. I can't, because not many people can spend a few months with hundreds of hours, dedicate themselves to do something like this, and then end up building a map. It is inspiring. And I really do hope that other people can see this and go, it can be done. And we've lost a lot of modders, we have, and it'd be nice to think that the new generation of modders are going to come and start making things like this. So this is the animal dealership. Now, one thing I do want to do is just stop talking so you can hear the sound effect that he's put in, which I really like because it's got that traditional market sound effect. So that's the animal dealership. Again, pretty quaint, nice and small, but you're not going to get much else on this map. It is a small map. It actually reminds me of like FS19 maps we used to get, where all the fields were quite small, grasslands especially, but they're all close together, so everything felt like it was just... For me, it was quite realistic, because a lot of the fields I see in the UK are just small, small fields. I probably should put my hood on so I can actually see where I'm going. But yeah, they're all small fields, basically, where they're all just all different shapes and sizes and they kind of join together. So that down there must just lead to some more fields. It might cut across. So I bet it does. I bet it cuts across to the dairy farm over there, or the cow farm. But we're going to go down here. I'm not going to... We might have a quick fly, but it is a small map, so I don't have to worry about travelling about too much. Shouldn't take long at all. But I want to look at the farms. Definitely want to look at the farms. The first one's coming up now on the left. So we'll just park here and have a look in. I actually really like the gates as well. And I know people will be like, Scrofton his gates again, but they are pretty good. So we got a bale storage shed. Looks like a building that. I don't know if that's a building just for show. I think it looks like it is. I don't think we've got anywhere to get inside. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's for show. Got 2 bale storage points, nice in an open entrance area, which I like. And then you've got Lancey Shed, which I definitely recognise. And that's a really nice grain shed. And I think I have to own it to open the doors. But let's just see. There we go. So let's buy that. 100,000, 2 acres. And there we go. We can open the doors now. So in here, you'll have 2 bays for your grain. So you don't really need silos. It's the traditional British way. I find it's the traditional way, but I guess if they're like a massive arable farm, they probably do have a silo. But on the small side of things, which is what this map is designed for, it's not going to be massive arable fields, then yeah, you'd expect to see some grain sheds like that. And then over there is the farmhouse itself. So very tightly fitted together, but does feel... I'm trying to find the right word. It's basically organised in the right way for what you'd expect in a small yard. I like it. It's still open, but it's got good sized sheds. Like the 2 sheds are massive, and the 2 bale sheds are big. But I like it that he's placed them in a way that we can still gain access to everything, because it's not the biggest, the biggest yard, is it really? So if we drive around here, there's a couple. There's a road to at least to your front of the house, but we'll drive around here. There's going to be a couple... I mean, we could go over and have a look at all the fields, but a field's a field. If the layout's there and everything's right, then it should be sound. Let's go down here. I really do not like this Skoda, I have to say. The electric sound is just annoying. So this is a sell point. I think this... to me, is the bale sell point. I don't know why. I just feel like this has got to be the bale sell point. And it's called Old Barn. So if I just go to... Probably... If we go to here and just go to maybe like a straw bale. So we can actually sell it at all the locations. Which is good to know. But that's basically a sell point there. I mean, there's 2 good storage sheds that would actually work really well. So let's head to the dairy farm, or the cow farm, basically. And we'll see what that's like. It's definitely much bigger. It's definitely bigger than the farm we just checked out. Honestly, the naming of the fields is awesome. Like it, I don't know why that's not been done much before, because I actually saw a video on it about, I think it was about a month ago. I saw a video of someone showing how straightforward it is to do. But it's not... It doesn't happen often, does it? I don't even think I've seen another map that's got the names of the fields included. Missing a collision on the walls, buddy, if you are watching. Hopefully you are. Which is something that's probably straightforward for you. There you go. Yeah, so this is the entrance to the... I would classify this as the main farm. And there you go. You got your farmhouse, bit of a garden at the back as well. Yeah, garden at the back as well. And then storage area. I call this like a little nice place for some silage bales. Big grass field, which is called Roth. So, see, that's what I love about the name. And I know I'll keep going on about that, but you could just say, right, we're going to go mow Roth, or the field Roth, or whatever you want to say it. But it's just, I don't know, it's better than saying field 24. Right, so now we've got this shed. Now, this, I definitely noticed this is on Mod Hub. I'm pretty certain it's by MS Mod, and I might be wrong, but I think it is. But I definitely have seen this on Mod Hub. I've actually got it in my save game for Bevington. It's brilliant, brilliant shed and a cow barn. So, nice big cow barn. 150 you can have in there. You've also got a milking point, so if you want to do milk, you can. And at least you've got like that point of reference to think, yes, it makes sense why we're milking without a parlour, because you've got a robot. Big bale shed down there. This looks to be... There we go. I love that. Yeah, this looks to be storage shed. Probably put your harvester in here. Load of equipment. There is a lot of storage. This will be the same style of shed. Yeah, plenty of storage space. Big bunker, I think. Let's bring the F1 menu up. Is this a bunker? Yes, it is. So that's a massive bunker. That is huge. My God. I mean, if it goes above that top wall, if it goes above that second wall there, the second... Yeah, that's there's a lot of silage. So you've got plenty of storage for silage, even more bale storage as well. So yeah, you can mix that up with maybe putting some equipment outside as well. But I like it. I mean, if we just jump up and do a bit of flight mode, we can give you a better reference with the bird's eye view of the size of the farm. But you can see you got your house, you got your cow shed, and then you've got your storage. You've got 2 big equipment sheds, 1 massive bunker, and 2 points for, I'd say, bales and maybe equipment, but probably bales is more likely. But yeah, nice size farm, and you do start off, like I've not bought anything except that there, so the actual arable farm, but you do start off with the farmland, Garth Dairy Field, and the, I don't even want to try to pronounce that, I'm going to butcher it, but that field, and then Gales and Pandy as well, so they're 2, so you pretty much start with 3 good sized grass fields, but you really should buy this Roth. That would have to be the next aim, with it being where it's situated, you know, where it's situated with the gate and the entrance. But I mean, you know, some good sized grass fields, can't complain at all. And then down here there is another sell point, so you can see. Oh good, there's even another one over here, so you've got 2 sell points in this bottom corner, which is not a long drive. Everything's so confined together that, you know, if you really wanted to try and play just efficiently without worrying about you playing on a massive map, but there's something that's got that UK vibe and doing well, you know, it's doing Wales proud here, then you've got it. Go down to a T, and that looks to me like a placeables area as well, so super cool. But yeah, that's the map by Martin. Massive shout out, Martin. Thank you so much for sending it to me. I know we've been speaking a lot about it, and I'm glad you finally got it to the point where you're happy to showcase it, and hopefully I've done it proud for you. You know, I'm massively impressed that you've taken up modding since March, created something this good in such a short space of time. Just goes that you have got a talent, and I hope you do carry on with it and reach on to even bigger things. I'm sure you'll have a lot of people supporting you in the comments section, and it is inspiring, because us players, what we want to know is the future of FS is bright. We want modders to take up the mantle and start making mods and start making maps, because we are losing some really talented people. And yeah, it'd be nice to think that maybe the next generation are going to take up that mantle and carry it forward, because, you know, it's a big part of the game. I think we can all admit, and Giants wouldn't mind me saying this, that without the modding, the game probably wouldn't be what it is to this day. So it's a vital thing. It's a perfect, you know, it's the main ingredient, you know, to the secret sauce that is FS. So before we wrap up, I just want to say this video wasn't only about showing off the map, like I said. It was also about celebrating first-time modding, like I've already mentioned, taking that leap and hopefully inspiring others to do the same. I imagine modding can feel very overwhelming when you're just starting out, but we've all got to begin somewhere. So with that, I reached out to a few experienced modders and asked, what advice would you give to someone just starting out? And here's what they had to say. So Aiden said, get comfortable with the idea of failing many, many times before it works, which is great advice. You know, seek out a mentor if you can. A lot of modders seem to have someone that kind of guides them through them first steps, which I'm sure Martin's had the same. Someone that helps you learn. And also he said to remember that the Giants Developer Network can be a really helpful place for advice and so on. Now, CRS Design, someone I massively respect and think is going to go on to make some of the best maps FS has probably ever seen. Talented modeler and also a really nice guy as well. So CRS said, start simple, use the base game as your template and build from there. Share what you're working on, ask for feedback and always try to improve. Don't settle for that'll do. Keep pushing yourself and remember, modding is a hobby first. Do it because you enjoy it. So Crumble said, respect others' work. Be open to feedback and show you're willing to learn. YouTube is a great place to pick up knowledge, which it is because we've all done that. You search YouTube videos, it's got loads of tips and tricks on how to maybe start working in GE and stuff like that. So it's a really good place to seek advice as well. Isaac, which is IJ Creative, brilliant modder, many people will know him, has said, ask yourself why you're getting into modding. Is it for the love of the game and to scratch that creative itch? You're in the right place. For me, the modelling process is deeply fulfilling. I only make what I love for me and the folks around me. So AMG now says, have patience, be someone others enjoy talking to, and don't try to do it all alone. Having people to bounce ideas off can make all the difference. So now I asked Oxy as well the same question, like, have you got any advice for anyone that's starting out? And I think it's great to ask people like Oxy and the next person as well, because they're obviously really good at this and they've got the experience. So hopefully it can help and maybe give you a bit of advice. But Oxy says, take your time, learn as much as possible, always try to improve and enjoy it. Having good reference material as well and a solid plan can go a long way. And I saved this one to the last just because I thought what he put was brilliant. I reached out to EDO, who I showcased his map the other day, Toria, which is stunning, absolutely stunning. And obviously he knows what he's doing. So I thought I'd reach out to EDO because he, you know, I think people like that can give the best advice. And what he put just pretty much hits the nail on the head. So EDO says, passion is everything. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to start. Every great modder has started at a blank screen with their heart pounding, but inside there was a flame. I want to create something of my own. Let yourself be guided by what excites you, not by numbers or judgment, but by that voice that whispers, try again when something doesn't work. Authentic passion shines through every line of code, lives in every idea. The results, they'll come when you nurture what you do with love. The world needs your unique vision. And I just thought, what a brilliant thing, you know, to say. So thank you so much, EDO, for that. I think a lot of people hopefully take that as cracking advice. So if you're thinking of getting into modding, you know, whether it's your first building, your first map, or even me who wants to make something out, my idea is to make a gate. Who would have expected that? But no, I want to make in Blender a gate and maybe bring it as a prefab or even a mod onto Mod Hub. So yeah, this is advice for myself as well. You know, I hope this video gives you that little spot to start and we can all take inspiration from Martin, who's done an absolutely outstanding job, mate. Well done. And remember, we all have to start somewhere. So why not you? So finally, just before we go and end the video, I asked Martin the same question. Any advice for anyone that starts out? He said, just give it a go. Learn by doing, basically. He said he used something called Maps for FS as a starting point. You can go on the website, you can put the Google Maps coordinates and work your way through the drop boxes. It then does a fair amount of work for you, like true-to-life terrain, etc. Some areas generate more than others. It's a great tool for a first-time map maker and gives you a good start with most things you'll need all zipped up for you. The game needs more British modders and mappers. We've lost far too many good ones over the last few years, and YouTube has so many tutorials, and Discord is also really helpful, and it's filled with knowledgeable people that can help and offer advice. And if you mess it up, just delete it and go again. I can't encourage people enough to give it a go. It's also oddly therapeutic, so brilliant. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave the video there. If you found it informative, give it a thumbs up. Show some support in the comment section for Martin. Big shout out to him and everyone else, and thank you to all the modders that give me a bit of advice there to share in the video. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. And again, to all you lot, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. See you, everybody.